So was some of the
And we're
spinning
live.
last night?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing the spinning. We've secured our first judge, live
Yeah.
judge, Sinesh from Suntech.
Oh, okay.
And I am working on some stuff on the side. I got one of my spinners actually knows and does photography for the spinner, for the actual
For the
spinners in
real
real life.
spinners. Okay,
So
nice.
I'm trying to do some moves. Okay, so basically, if you're wanting to do skins for cars and stuff, say we're just gonna take the 599 GTB, right? You'll open it in Showroom Manager, so the Content Manager Showroom. You have the car like this. So say you want to create your own skin, you click the Paint Shop option, just so that it opens up. And if you say Modify Current, you see it goes to white. That means that it has no skin. So you're creating a new one. So I'm just gonna say Test Bworks, right? So just, for instance, and you would name it whatever you want to name the skin. Some cars allow you to change like the actual paint color and everything. So if you see, yeah, you can change paint color and everything. You can just do that in like the actual skin editing. So obviously you can see it changes the hues of the rims, stitches, and you can set up different things like the glass being blacked out and stuff. But if you don't want to customize that, that's fine. And we'll just hit save. So what this will do is if I now go to this car, it would have created a skin folder named test bworks because we created that. So if I click on folder here, and we look in the skins folder, here it is here, test bworks. So it's now created like a folder for you to have a skin in. And if you click back on the arrow, if I look at all the skins now I have test bworks added. So that means this is now my skin. You'll then click on the car, and don't worry about anything on here except look for the first one. It'll always say diffuse. If you ever look and it says TX diffuse, that is your color, your paint, your stickers, all of that. You don't have to worry about the rest of them. We can tackle that at another state. That's how I made that blood looking type stuff and like, embossed looks, and when a number plate looks like it's got like it's embossed with the letters and stuff.
Yes, yes.
You can do that with all these, but that doesn't matter at the moment. The main thing is you'll find your diffuse, which you'd have here, and if you click the three dots, it pops up. And if you look here, this little picture here is what you will paint on. So it's called an AO map, which is an ambient occlusion map. None of that really matters, but the main thing is you'll look for where it says AO. If you click the drop down, you can say calculate 2048 by 2048, or you can do it higher. I'll show you what I do. So I'll just say calculate 2048. It'll load and it'll say rendering. So what the game is doing now is it's generating a skin file that has like the layout of the car. So when I generate it, if you look here, you see here's all the panels for the car.
Yeah.
That you would paint. Obviously, some cars are set up better than others. I'll go to the skin that I have, test bworks. I'm going to change this and always save it as a PNG. If you save it as a DDS, it'll just save a black texture. And you can't really do anything with that. So make sure you always change it to PNG. And you can save it in your test bworks, so in your skin folder. And if I save this now, I can exit this. If we look here, we now have this picture, that has that skin on it. Before you close this, say you want to be like really intricate and check stuff, you can actually generate the wireframe for it as well. So if I say view mapping and I click 2048 by 2048, it'll generate the wire map of it. So you know where everything ends, where it starts. Like say you want to find the center point to put a sticker. I'm very like particular. So like I want it to be like sitting 100% halfway through the hood, measuring pixels and stuff, which you don't need to do. Same thing, go to your skins folder. It'll be PNG, and I normally just call it wire, or you can call it paint, wire, whatever you want. But you're basically saving two files now. The file that shows what the car's body parts look like, where they are, and the file that actually has the, the wireframe. So you can know that, behind this point it ends there, etc., etc. Now, what you can do is if you want to just get the skin file and you don't want to have to try and create it, click on the car, same place we went, that diffuse. If you click here and you say, oh wait, you can't actually export. Okay, no, that's fine. So now is when you'll open your paint.net. So I'm just going to close it completely. I'll redo Neil's skin. So if I just type paint.net, the application will open. It's fairly straightforward. It just has like a blank page. There's multiple layers. So if you want to create layers for your skin, but I'll show you that now. what we'll do is we'll just drag this paint one in. So like the skin thing, we can then drag this on top and just say add layer. So you see now I've overlaid the wireframe.
Mm-hmm.
So now you know, because obviously the ambient occlusion thing will generate and you'll see it ends before it actually ends kind of thing. So this wire will tell you where exactly the end of the car is per se.
Okay.
So say I just take this now and I say file, save as, and I change this to DDS. You can confirm what it is for the correct. Some people use different formats, but if I select here and I highlight this and I scroll across, you'll see it says, you know, paintao.dds. So it'll always be the correct name if you've exported the way I did. So we'll just say save now, and you just hit enter, you'll say flatten. You see now it's added the map that we've done. Obviously, sometimes things are darker, like the hood is darker, but it's because when they modeled it, there's another hood. Oh, jeez. There's another hood on the inside. So it makes it like go weird. I've seen it before. It's just a skin mapping thing. So, but it doesn't matter for now. You guys can still make your map over it. You've done everything you kind of need to in Assetto Corsa. You can now just go back to this. You can put your so say I saved it with the wireframe on. You'll see where all the wireframe parts go. So you see, it's all, you know, part of, you see it'll be in the center of the car, etc., etc. So say you just want to do a color. You want to say you want to paint the car red. On paint.net, if I just scroll over, at the bottom, you'll click the little plus for add new layer. And you see it'll add layer 3. You can name this if you... So if I select this, and I now go here and I've made it red at the bottom, but you see you don't see it. You can double click on this and say multiply. So it's the blend mode. Normal won't show anything through. Additive will do like the reverse kind of thing. But you'll use the one called multiply. And you see it takes that white image and allows the color to shine through. So if I now save this as a DDS, you see now the car is red.
Okay.
So now that's the basic way you can do it. Obviously the hood is darker. So me being me, I would... like select the hood and just try and make it a little bit lighter. So I will cut this piece out, add it to another layer, and then if I just go and I use the color picker on here, that's the color it's supposed to be. You can use like the color changer. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. So you see, there we go. I made it. It should be the same color as the car now. There we go. So if I now save this, that's just a little bit of a so you see, look how much better that looks already.
Yeah.
So that's just something small. You can go back in the video and see how I did that. But that's just the extra thing. So say you've got a map that works and you've got a color. Say I want to now start adding stickers to it. Obviously, seeing where each car is like, I'll show you a map for one of my cars. So this map here, it is quite messy, in my opinion. If I go to like one of my cars, so let's just say like one of my spin cars. So let's just go to Katra, right? If I open this, so see, is the car here? So if I look at like my Katra spin build, right? If I select this and I go to body and I say calculate AO map, I'm just going to calculate it small so you can see. I set up all of my cars so that they look like this. That's a lot easier to work with. Bumpers in one section, top, sides, all, you know, squared and everything.
188 is the same.
Okay,
How the
so that's
BBC cars
perfect.
are set up too.
Sometimes they don't do it like that. Sometimes they're lazy. Sometimes they're not. But just for, you know, just to show you guys how it goes, I'll show you on here. So if I now, let me just grab a random, I have like random logos. So let's just say we want to add some memes onto it, right? We can open this picture. You can get pictures from Google. You can literally anything you want. If I select this, so I'll copy this and I go over here and I've created a new layer for it. Because you always want to work on new layers. Say I put it on top of this. It's now part of this image. You know, you can't ever move it again. But if I go back and, you know, I specifically put it on this layer, that'll be, you know, perfect. What you can do is along the way, if you don't want to lose your progression, you can say file, save, and you'll save it. So paint.net's type of file is called a paint.net file, so PDN. So you can save this, and this will keep all the layers. So you can come back to it and work on it at a later stage. So say like now I've saved that, I can go out of this. You know? But in my skin file, I have the DDS, the PNG, and then now I have this paint project file per se. So if I open this, all of it's here. So I can now take this guy and I can just move him around. I'll just change it so that it's not as bright. Or I mean, so it's a little bit see-through. And then I can just go through and actually delete where all the other parts are. And then we can have like a meme on our bonnet. So you can make like Max Verstappen Sid thing. So let's just say that, and then I make it back to thing. Obviously you can do whatever works for you, but the premise is basically the same. Add a layer, add the image, you know, make sure it doesn't overlap onto other stuff, and then should be good. So if I now go back to this car, so if anyone wants meme builds, let me know. Because I mean, I'll do that. If I look at, yeah. So you see now we have it on the car. And I mean, yeah, it's fairly straightforward how you do all of this. I'm not sure if anyone has any questions. Did I move through anything too quick?
No, that was pretty much going to be my only question was like, how do you add? So, for example, if I go and
Do you want to edit
a
another
wrap
skin?
or- Well, no, that's pretty much the same concept though. Whether you put a sticker on or whether you put a wrap on, it would be the same.
Okay,
thing.
so yeah, it's exactly the same thing. So say I wanted to do a wrap. Say I like went onto Google. Let me go. I'll find like a sticker bomb basically. Say you wanted to throw on like so sticker bomb. Obviously, with the way I do mine, I keep everything the same size relative to each other. So that means if you apply a sticker bomb, everything's going to be the same size. But if they don't keep the scaling, you know, between parts exactly the same, like your fenders are bigger in size than other stuff, you'll have a bit of an issue. But you'll play around with it and you'll see how it goes. But let me just see. I do have a sticker bomb picture, I think. Just gonna see.
And then just another question.
Yes.
On your windows, where's your windows on that 2D layout?
Okay,
You wanna put
so the
sticker
windows will
window.
be its own file. Because it's so basically each material has its own file. So if it's the body material, so anything that uses this body material, body paint, whereas your Windows uses like a glass file. So you see ext windows.dds. You can do the same thing where you calculate the wire or the map to see where the Windows outline is. So say I generate this. You can see there's the windows. So it's easier to do like the mapping, so you can do like the wire map. But I'll show you quickly now how to do that. The easiest would be like taking from another skin if you don't want to create all the files yourself. But I'll show you how to create it quickly. Okay, that's not going to work. Copy image. Okay, so say I have a sticker bomb, right? Just like a random one that I got from the internet. Say I want to put it on this car. I can delete everything in here. That's fine. Say, obviously, I'm just going to scale it really big. The quality is going to be cuck. Because obviously, I'm stretching it over like the whole car. But it's basically the same premise. You can apply it over the car.
Okay.
And if you wanted to carry through, you know, like, okay, so that AO map that we generated, this file here, this white file, basically what it does is it gives depth to it. It adds darkness, you know, where there's a body line, it adds the body line. So say I drag this file under it and this has the multiplier. You see how the skin only applies to like the car.
Yeah.
If I save this now, you'll see a lot more detail in the car. It will have shading where it needs to, etc., etc. Some people like it, some people don't. But yeah, as you can see, the resolution of this image is not good now. This image that I got here was only like 560 by 570. So you want to get like as big as possible. So like the one I found now is 1200 by 800. So if I open this is a much bigger file. And I would actually, so if I delete this, I would layer it in like pieces like this. Obviously they're going to overlap and you need to like finagle it a bit and get it to look like really good. But just for like, you know, just to show you guys, if you use like good quality pictures, look how much nicer this will now look. Look at that.
So in order for you to get it to actually apply to the body parts, you just move the layer.
So
move the
if I have the
background
layer at the top, that'll
okay.
obviously it'll be like this highest layer. If you have the background as multiply, and you put anything underneath it, it'll add it as like a multiply layer. So like if you look at this, it's like much darker. Whereas this is, you see here, it hides it off the black parts, and that has like the shading and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you have this at the top, your livery, your wrap will have no shading. If you have it like this, you see the shading that adds, like even like in specifically like this area here.
Yeah.
So it just adds like a level of like it looking nicer. If you look, most of the skins, people don't even have this. It's just as like a picture. But this just adds like an extra level of depth if you guys want to do. So I didn't want to leave it out and then, you know, in the future you're like, oh, why you never told me?
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, so that's basically, yeah, I mean, it's insanely straightforward. The better the AO map on the card, the easier to paint.
Yeah, look, I obviously missed the first part of this whole thing.
Yes.
So I only caught this paint part.
Okay.
I can help you too.
It is, yeah, so it is on, obviously, I do have the live stream on. So it is fully live streamed. You can go back to it if you want to just have a look at it.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yes, no, perfect. I'm just going to make sure I send it to all of the groups again and just make sure it's all 100%. So forward, copy. But yeah, it is really, really straightforward. If you do get stuck, just send me a message and I can always just think, or just let me know you in the chat and I'll hop on and look at your stream or something. So let's just say calculate 2048 by 2048. The problem is that you need a glass texture. Because these cards are encrypted, you can't export the textures in case they made like special textures. So it's the same thing. I'm going to go save it. And then ext windows, it'll have the name. I make sure that I go to my specific skin. PNG, save it. That file is now there. So if I just go back to the folder, if I look here and I go to skins and I go to test, we've got this ext windows now. You can now take this into here, and this is essentially your map of where it is. If I save this, because it's not transparent, it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
So what I would do is have a look at another skin. So do other skins have like writing on the windows? So obviously the banner here, that's on this map, that's on this file here somewhere. If I have a look. So if I select the banner, you can also see it's on ext body paint. So you know it's on that file. So if I now just show this, the banner is this bottom thing. I'm 100% sure. So like say I just like take this and I draw a squiggly on it. Hello? Oh, it's drawing in white. That probably makes sense. So if I just draw something on here and I save this now, that will now be saved as our banner. You see you have like those little, is it there? Is that the inside? Let me just have a look. That's the thing, each AO map is going to be different as well. So like if the AO maps are not consistent through the pack, it kind of makes things a little bit difficult. I only started doing AO maps because I found lots of AO maps that were not good. That's the only reason I started modding in Assetto Corsa. Okay, so you see there the whole thing's painted red. I think I just drew something that was too small.
Yeah.
So like if I actually just put, so let's just do, I'm just going to put, okay, so there's text on here now, quite literally. And if I save this as DDS, that'll be our banner. There we go. So that's the banner, so that's all sorted. Now your windows, what I would do is you can check other skins. So if you go to like another skin and they have that glass thing, which it doesn't look like they do. Do any of these actually have like something painted on the glass?
So I know when what's his name, Marku?
Yes.
When he did my skin, he managed to do glass stickers as well.
No, 100%. So what I'll do is I'll send you a base texture. I have like base textures. So if I now go and find my glass texture, are they using a DDS? They are using a DDS. So if I take my glass.dds and I put it in here, I'll give you this file, or you can take it literally from any car as well. I'm basically just borrowing a texture per se. If I now rename this so that it matches, copy. Okay, so take out the second TDS. So let's see, XT, that can get taken out. And now we'll add this. So if I now go back to my skin, it'll have a different class. I just want to see, is this... I'm gonna make sure I have the correct thing. ext windows.dds, ext windows.dds. If I take this off and I now save this, there we go. So you see now we have glass again. But you need like a picture that's basically see-through, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So now that you have the see-through picture, I can take this one here. And so Control R is to rescale the whole thing. So what I normally do is if this is 2048, I'll rescale this to 2048. And if you have the maintain aspect ratio, it'll make sure that's 2048 by 2048. I can now take this copy and I can, on a new layer, paste this. Because this is kind of like our blueprint of where things are. If I now, so like I draw like a circle, let me just draw on the next layer. Say I put like a red thing here and I hide this. Everything will be transparent except where I put that red block. So it's exactly the same as this. You're just going to hide the actual AO map file. Because you don't need it, you only need it so you can see things.
Yeah.
So let's just say I'll get like an actual picture to go like on the side. So let's just say like I put my logo on. Where's bworks? So if I add, copy, and let's just say I want it like on there. Obviously, I don't exactly know what all these parts are. I assume the small ones are like the back windows, like the small cutouts. So if I save this now, you see on the glass it now has that. They've got it reversed, so you can't put like words in here because it'll reverse it. But basically, yeah, it's exactly the same, but glass always has to have no, like nothing as a background, and then you can add whatever you want on top of it.
Okay.
But yeah, the 180, if you guys say the 180 has a better AO map, that'll probably be like wonders working with, and I would suggest use that as your practice base before you suckle with this and then give up forever. But yeah, making, obviously we could update cars that allow us to, but if they are encrypted like this, we can't make changes to it and stuff.
Is there a spot where there's the sponsors that need to be added?
Okay, so obviously, if it's on the body object, so I can hide this. This whole body object is all one object. If you wanted to add sponsors, you can add them anywhere, like on the body. Do you want us to provide you guys with any? I mean, if anyone wants to put bworks sponsors on their cars and stuff, I'm happy to send like my high resolution things as well, if that is something you guys are wanting. But I don't know. You must check with Neil. I don't know if there's any sponsor placement, because obviously it would be nice to have drivers' numbers and stuff on cars. So maybe what I'll do is you guys can just mess around with getting, practicing the skins. And then maybe I must just have a meeting with Neil and see where he wants to kind of put the numbers. Maybe we can put the numbers on the glass or something. Or you guys can decide. And then if you guys can't get it right, I'll just have a look and then show you what needs to be done to get it right, kind of thing.
So there's not like a certain, like, how could I say it? I'm just going to use, for example, there is no like 10 sponsors that we have to have on the car.
No. You don't have to have any sponsors on the car as far as I know.
Okay.
So basically we have service sponsors, we have league sponsors, and then you guys can have driver sponsors. So say you guys, end up getting like a sponsor that wants to sponsor the league or anything, and it's your guys got it. You obviously can put it on your cars and stuff. But if it's like your personal sponsor and it's got nothing to do with us or anything, 100%, I mean, it's your guys' sponsors. Drivers will always rock up with their own sponsors. That's separate from like the server and everything. I am happy to have my name on some cars. So if anyone wants to DM me and we can have some some of my sponsors on your cars, because
I'll gladly do
technically
that.
B-Works falls under, within the same, level as everything else. The B-Works Racing Development South Africa is like Rion and my like conglomerate, basically the umbrella corp, if you could say. But B-Works is like 100% happy to sponsor some cars, and I can even help with skins and stuff. Say someone wants to work with me and we can kind of make something cool. But yeah, I'm happy to teach you guys some more stuff. But I think try this, see if you have any issues, and just like jot it down and send me a message, and then I can just let you know what could be the issue. But yeah, let me just look at the 180SX. It probably looks like glorious being done nicely.
So hang on, you got to these cars by going to content.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yes, so I'll only look at cars via this way. So if you'll normally be on your drive tab. You'll click on content and then click on cars. And as you can see, all of these here, you can, in the little search box, like you can search ESDA and you'll only see ESDA cars. So say you searched E30M3, you can go back to that old search and stuff.
Okay.
It makes life
But these
so much
cars
easier.
obviously you have to install these cars first.
Yeah, so this is all the cars in your library. So at standard, you'll see all. So like you see, I have 4,832 cars.
Yeah, lots of hard drive space there.
It's almost 2 terabytes of Assetto Corsa. Anyways, but yeah, so you can type the cars in if you want to look at specific cars. Say you're looking for mods and stuff, and you want to like see what cars there are. That's the easiest way. So you look at this one, 100%. This one makes me happy. But yeah, so it's fairly straightforward. The hard part is like actually creating the designs. I remember I created a design for one of my spin cars and everyone said it looks like absolute shit. So I deleted it.
Okay, cool. But your stream's going to be live, obviously.
My stream is currently live. I'll
Just
stop
go back to it.
streaming and I'll send the link on all the groups so you guys can just go back and have a look.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah, I'm gonna end it now. I do need to head off. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be back from probably 8.
Are we having a movie night?
No, I need to go. Wait, let me stop the stream so I can actually say it. Okay, bye everyone.